Wasps are coming in, but also phoenixes. That is something for me to think about, not so much for my opponent. Yeah, he picks the phoenixes. That's a lot of long-range damage support. I go for the rhino, probably to sell it, right? Yeah. 2,200 in the bank. So, what am I going to do to fix this? Yeah, elite marksman on the the marksman. It is a unit that is also named after this. I also go for crawler production and EMP missiles. This is officially mass melter against mass fort, if it wasn't obvious enough in the last round. These Mustangs have hit level 4, so they are 8 Mustang levels worth of damage. He's already buying out. Yeah, in theory this can be over in a heartbeat. He is missing these fangs, but I have more chaff production. He's also missing this in the middle. Shields go down basically instantly. And that means chaff is vulnerable basically instantly. Yeah, these just get absolutely destroyed. I really don't think the race with the tech were worth it here. Anyway, fortresses, well, yeah, on this side at least, starting to get locked onto. Elite marksmen being shut off, but the forts are still powerful. And they are punching through on one side, they are not punching through on the other side. But under a tower debuff, yeah, I think I'm gonna lose this one. The phoenixes are doing a amazing job at doing DPS from the distance. It's starting to really hurt. Another redeployment offered as an option here. Fire back for both of us. Wasp Swarm for him. And do I do the same? I think I was definitely thinking about doing the same here. Wasp Swarm on this side in the rear. Yeah, that makes sense. I do the Wasp Swarm in the middle because, well, otherwise these Mustangs would just absolutely eat the wasps that are spawning. I put the fire basically in the same spot. Maybe I should have put it a little further up forward. Doesn't really matter. My opponent is once again dropping missiles. Apparently he has not yet rapid resupplied. I think this is a mistake right now. I haven't pushed a lot of buttons here. But now I do. I have a lot of money. What do I do with it? Level in marksman, that is definitely good, I think. Yeah, all of those missiles, I think, are from my opponent. So, what did I do here, exactly? I shield. Against the fire, that is a good choice, I think. Do I defend against these wasps in any way, shape, or form? It does not look like it. I just dropped some extra chaff, but I don't have the time. No, I did find the time to position it. Okay. It's starting to lag. Fortunately, the shields are going to keep these wasps occupied for a long time, I thought, and then the shields went down. Look at me being an idiot. Well, the melters and the marksman are taking care of it, and there isn't all that much for those units to shoot at anyway. Fire definitely hurt my opponent here, I think. Range being shut off on the Mustangs, so they move into fire range. But they aren't burning as quickly as I would have wanted it. It seems, yeah, he has EMP on his Stormcrawlers now. Tower falls. EMP missiles shutting off techs on the Stormcrawlers, but there's probably going to be a Stormcrawler that still has something left. So my melters are getting EMP'd. And that Phoenix is probably going to take care of everything. Almost 9k damage per shot, yeah. That is scary. I do get that tower, but there's nothing left to shoot up, so though close, it is still a round that my opponent wins. These Phoenixes are definitely a pain. 200,000 damage this round. Intensive training, electromag, orbital bombardment. My opponent is going full spell and the Fortress aggro. Is it all that aggro? I think it's aggro. I think I classify this one as aggro. Stormcaller's that far forward. Phoenix is that far forward. Yeah, I think I classify that one as aggro. He's also putting some distraction crawlers into my flank, though I do guard with missiles against things. I'm not even sure what prompts that. Maybe it is simply that last round I was reminded that I have flanks with the wasps in my flanks. Yeah, he's starting to level these fortresses to 2, and that means they are starting to do a lot of damage and have a good amount of extra range. Phoenixes also have range. I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do here, but in the end I decide to just go for more melters. I have 3 tags in them. Surely that is going to do something, right? Well, we will see what happens. Oh, that I think is not worth it. Impact drill? What for? What are you going to impact drill with these crawlers? They weren't doing any damage before, so why would you expect them to do damage now? I guess maybe here? But even then, there's sledges and typhoons. How is that gonna work? Phoenixes get struck, but they need 3 missile strikes from the orbital to get destroyed. Second strike. Well, unfortunately, no luck here. And most of the damage, I think, was absorbed by shields. That probably wasn't worth it, but then again, it's $100. You should probably pick any combat power you can get your hands on. In retrospect, I think EMP would have been better. The second wave of crawlers that has come out was just in time to protect against the EMP from the Stormcallers. And this time, that side held, and there's a lot of stuff coming in. A lot of melters for not that many Stormcallers. Now these Stormcallers have their range shut off and their EMP shut off. Looks like that's going to be a juicy round for me. Is it going to be the end though? It indeed is not. Which means it's round 11. War Factory being offered triple Vulcan. Oh baby. Sabertooth level 9. I picked the War Factory. This is very likely to be the last round. And there is some missiles coming in that I would very much so like to have intercepted. Also, War Factory against Fortresses, not a bad matchup, though I'm not sure if the Fortresses start having the same range almost as the War Factories and do a ton of damage. That might not be the correct choice anymore. But intercepting these EMP missiles should provide me a good advantage. My opponent has the War Factory, but he's going for Phoenix production, no trying to intercept all these EMP missiles. In the meantime, these Marksmen are definitely good, but they're not getting as much damage done as I would like to. And notice something. I invested all of my money into War Factories. I didn't even shield. This, I can tell you, was entirely not on purpose and forgotten. He puts additional crawlers in the back, but the War Factory can clean this one up pretty well. It's not amazing, but it gets the job done. I think I should have sold some sledges or something and gotten a bunch of shields here. My opponent just throws it into the fray. This is probably the most amount of units that I've ever seen getting hit by fire directly. Now, if this were Mustang Melter, all of the Mustangs would be dead at this point, unless they're like level 7, 8, 9. The Marksmen definitely take a hard beating. Fortress in the middle gets deleted. The War Factory has been EMP'd already. I think that was a mistake on my opponent's part. Look at the amount of damage. Unfortunately, the Melter does not live long enough. Looks like this side is about to fall. The War Factory has a lot of health. But that is a level 3 fortress with elite marksman. It just walks all over war factories. Phoenixes have been produced, although not that many. Missiles can't really hurt me. The Phoenixes can. But there's a marksman in the rear who is good at sniping that. And the melters also have very good range. Fortress is being led around by the war factory. It finally is about to die. There was one additional wave of crawler spawns. And there is a marksman tucked in the rear here. It does manage to take all of the phoenixes out with the help of the melter. And those stormcrawlers, they can splash the marksman probably. They probably already did. But that is a level 2 melter against level... what is it? Come on. I don't know what melter level that was, but... okay, the game is bugged. This was the last round, as you can see by my opponent's health going below 1. There is nothing else happening here. So this is definitely bugged. These were level 3 stormcrawlers. But yeah, that was the game. I guess that's kind of anticlimactic with the music and the timer, if I were to let it go, still ticking down. In the end, as you can see, it seems to have been... I don't know if this was correct. It might have been wrong, but it makes sense. It was a draw. We both lost health, but my opponent just couldn't take it. He took a bit too much damage last round, and that is why the game ended, despite a really fat fire incendiary bomb here. I completely forgot to shield. That is a mistake, but it turns out that the rest of the melters were able to pick up the slack. So yeah, thanks for watching and listening, and until next time.